I have a degree in architecture. I'm doing music because this is what I love to do. This is the one that I have the strongest passion for. The only time I'm a bit different is when I'm performing.
Tribe Records. eldee. I'ma take y'all to the roots on this one.
LD. Wow, LD is so many different things. I grew up in Kaduna. I'm the only son from my mom. I had 3 sisters growing up. I have extended family, but we didn't live together when I was a kid. I have a bunch of brothers, a bunch of sisters. I come from a big family, pretty big family. I went to University of Lagos. I studied architecture. Got my degree there, went ahead and got a master's degree in architecture as well. While I was in university, I started doing music. I saw a bit of a gap, in Nigerian music, and I felt it was a gap that we could fill. So I started a group called Tribesmen with Kaboom and Freestyle, friends of mine from university. And Tribesmen went on to, I guess, create some kind of sound that people thought was really great, and everybody did their thing. I brought in a couple more artists. We started a group called The Tribe. Had Sasha, Dr. Sid, Two Shots, Le Couché, Del, Timmy, Double O, Blaze, and so many others. A couple years after that, did a bunch of videos, put out some singles. I guess Tribe was a household name at the time. And then I moved to America. To kind of develop myself a little bit, learn some new things, learn some new tricks, fine-tune my art. While I was there, I did a couple of solo albums, released a couple of songs you're probably familiar with, like Champion and I'm Leaving and so many other songs like that. And then in 2008, I moved back to Nigeria, and I've been basically, I guess, killing it ever since. 2008, I did Big Boy, Bossy Bamba. I put out an album, mixtape album, in 2010, Is It Your Money, which did pretty well. I had singles like Otami, I had singles like One Day, Respect Me, and a couple other songs that you might be familiar with. And right now I'm currently working on my new album, Undeniable. Undeniable is set for release on March 31st of 2012. So it's definitely the album to look out for. We've been talking about Undeniable maybe being my last, studio album, but we're still debating that. For me, I feel like I've contributed a lot to Nigerian music and just the industry as a whole, and I feel like there are areas that I can step into now to contribute even more. On a more industrial scale, we're talking distribution, we're talking marketing, we're talking, trying to figure out a way to make this industry even bigger than it is right now. That's like my big focus and my big dreams right now. So
to Lagos, uni is calling.
Growing up was fun. I grew up very spoiled, if I can say, because I pretty much get everything I wanted. And I think that was because I was kind of smart when I was a child. Like I was an A student from when I was in nursery, primary school. Like I was the guy, first in class. It just never happened. Maybe I came second once or twice throughout and for my parents, it was all about if you did well. So I pretty much got everything I wanted, which kind of is what led me to doing a lot of creative stuff, dancing, painting, drawing, arts, and just all that kind of, I guess, arts related, activities came from the fact that, I was very good in school. So my parents kind of gave me a free hand to do stuff that I wanted. I got a computer from a pretty young age. So I started learning things, and I was a little bit ahead of my peers when it came to just technology and just, basic conceptualization, problem solving, and just thinking skills, I guess. So growing up was fun for me. I definitely want to give credit to my mom. My mom she contributed a great deal, to that. And my sisters have, always been very supportive as well. And my dad, who became supportive later, but I'm saying, like, he also played a good role because he was the disciplinarian. He's the one that made sure that, I didn't turn out, crazy.
No, I'm not trying to play you, baby. Have no fear, 'cause now
Well, I have a degree in architecture. I'm doing music because this is what I love to do. This is the one that I have the strongest passion for. Like I said earlier, I do a lot of different things, from interactive media to web development, graphics, 2D animation, music, recording, mixing, mastering, video editing. Like, I do so many different things, but the thing that I feel like I have the biggest passion for is music. So I'm a person who wants to contribute to the society somehow, and I feel like as an architect I could, but as a musician I could definitely do way more than I would as an architect. So music was kind of like an enabling tool for me to create the platform to which I can reach the people and be able to contribute something, to not just myself and not just my immediate community and not just to Nigeria but to Africa as a whole. The name eldee, pretty simple. When I was very young, my mom's friend just came up with the moniker for me. She thought, okay, your name is Lanre Dabiri LD, and she started calling me LD from when I was like a kid. And I tell people this: my parents call me LD, my sisters call me LD, my whole family calls me LD. It's almost like the only you just won't find LD on my passport, but that's pretty much what everybody calls me. So for all you famzas out there that be trying to call me Lanre, the minute you say Lanre, I know you're a famza, because nobody calls me that. Nobody who's close to me calls me that. Everybody calls me LD.
Now you be the one where they make me just the pop something. You see I don't spend, so it's time for you to drop something. Baby, time to go. I know but
nursery rhyme. Let me see. Maybe because I have a daughter now, I remember those nursery rhymes again. It has to be Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Twinkle twinkle little star, I wonder what you are. Up above the walls of high. Oh my. Yeah, I'm having to relive my childhood days again, so it's fun stuff.
I can't understand why you didn't fall my hand. You ain't gotta love me, but you must respect. They want me to frown, they want me to drown. They started with me, they hated me now. They want me to
I think the first song that I remember as a child was when I was maybe 3 or 4, and it was a song by Anita Ward, I believe that's her name. Ring My Bell. Ring my bell, ring my bell. And I remember that song because that's what my mom used to play anytime I was upset. If she played that song, I would stop whatever I was doing. If I was crying or just rolling on the floor, throwing a tantrum, I would stop immediately and start dancing. So I remember that song vividly from when I was a kid. I think that's one of my first favorite songs. In 1998, I was in Unilag. I went to school, secondary school in Kaduna. I met KB in secondary school. We used to hang out together, freestyle every now and then, lunchtime. I already had like a little recording setup when I was in secondary school. So when I came to Lagos, I didn't really want to go to Unilag. I wanted to study abroad, but my parents insisted I should go to Unilag. So I ended up in Unilag, and I met KB there, and I think he also had a similar, story. So we used to get together, and Unilag was a very different place for us. Like, the environment was different. It was a bit harsh, and a lot of things that we weren't used to that we had to deal with. So we used to spend a lot of our time in the dorms, just chilling away from all the madness. And music was the one thing that we used to be able to do together and enjoy. And the one thing that used to kill time, that extra time that you have in uni, where you're just chilling in the evenings. People are going to girls' hostel and all that kind of thing. Me and KB are chilling in the back, writing songs, developing lyrics, trying to record 1 or 2 things. So I think it kind of started from there. People started to listen to some of those songs, and then a friend of mine introduced us, a mutual friend introduced us to freestyle, and freestyle came in, and we played a couple of the songs we've done. He played a couple of his songs, and we're like, oh yeah, you know what, this sounds good, maybe we should work together on a couple of things. And then over time we just said, hey, you know what, why don't we just create a group, and let it be 3 of us, and that's how Tribesmen pretty much started.